Why are you still stuck in the day-to-day? I want you to try something this week. Take a day off. Don't announce it. Don't brief anyone. Just don't show up. And watch what happens. Not because I want things to go wrong, because what happens in your absence tells you way more about your business than any report will ever do. Most owners I work with are busy, genuinely, constantly, pretty much non-negotiably busy. First in, last out. They're across everything. Quoting, delivery, client problems, staff questions. And they've accepted it, right? Not happily, but they've accepted it as the price of running a good business. Now, let me tell you, it isn't. Because busy isn't the same as necessary. There's an important difference between being in the business and being needed by it. Most owners are typically both. The goal is to be the first, right, in the business, but not the second, not absolutely needed all the time. Here's what I've observed. The most effective owners of established businesses are often the least operationally active, not the laziest, the most structurally deliberate. They've built the systems and the people so that the work happens reliably, at the right standard, without their daily presence in the middle of it. That's not stuck, that's by design. And here's the, the uncomfortable version. If the business only runs well because you're in it every single day, the business isn't running well, you are. I worked with an owner in the trades, plumbing and drainage, around 25 staff. Very good business, highly profitable, well regarded. He came to me saying he felt stuck, not in a dramatic way, just couldn't seem to lift his head above the day. Always pulled back before the day was done. So I asked him, when did you last take a proper week off? He had to think about it. Maybe 2 years ago. I asked what had happened. And you see, he called in on day 3, he's back on email by day 5. He laughed like it was just, how things were. And I asked, what specifically pulled you back in? So he started listing it. There was a delivery dispute, there was a scheduling conflict, there was a client who wanted to have a direct conversation. Right? That's not uncommon. None of it was a crisis. All of it was decisions that should have had an owner who wasn't him. The problem wasn't that things went wrong. The problem was that the business ran at reduced capacity without him. And that's the trap. In the 7 systems of a self-managing business, it sits across, that particular problem sits across 3 systems. Delivery, operating rhythm, and decision, right? In terms of delivery, because if the work only runs correctly when you're watching, the delivery system depends on your presence. In terms of the operating rhythm, because if the business has no reliable cadence, right, for what happens when and who owns it, someone has to fill that gap, and it's usually the owner. And in terms of the decision system, because if the calls get made by whoever's closest to the problem, and that person is often you, well, then you are the system. The daily grind isn't a personal failing. Let me be clear. It's 3 systems that haven't been built yet, and the fix isn't working harder. The fix, it's building what's missing, right? Here's what it looks like, I guess, on the other side. You come in on a Monday morning, the week's already structured, not by you. Decisions that needed to be made were made, right? Not perfectly necessarily, not exactly how you would do it, but made, documented, and resolved. The problem came up on Friday afternoon. Your team handled it. You found out Monday morning. That's not a small thing. That's the business working well. Not because you weren't there, because it was built, though, to work without you needing to be there. That's the difference between being in the business and being needed by it. So back to where I started. Take a day off this week. Don't brief anyone, don't arrange it, just step out. What slows, what stalls, what gets escalated, whatever comes back to you, that's your diagnostic. That's the structure that still runs through you. And the question underneath all of it, what does your business do when you're not watching? If the honest answer is runs at reduced capacity, it's not a people problem. It's a structural problem, which means it can be fixed. Grab a chat in the link below and let's have a conversation about your business. Have a fantastic week. All the best. Cheers.